Hello everyone, welcome to my first car cinematic tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to get some unique shots using the camera car method. Now the camera car method is just a different way of getting rolling shots of cars. This method is kind of inspired by real methods used by production companies and by YouTubers getting tracking shots and rolling shots of cars. This method works mainly only for the PC, but there may be some elements of this tutorial that console users can use as well. Here's what you need. You need Scene Director, OpenCameraV, any kind of trainer. In this tutorial I'm going to use Simple Trainer, or menu. Let's begin. Today we're using the Lamborghini Aventador as our subject car. Open up Scene Director and clone the actor. Now this actor is going to be the one who's going to drive the camera car. Now spawn in any car you want. For this example we're going to use Dilettante. Open up Scene Director again and then record a scene. Now just keep in mind, just try and maintain a constant speed. Just don't go too fast or too slow. If you don't know how fast you're going, activate a speedometer option in Simple Trainer or whatever trainer you're using, or use this one by IKT. All the mods that I'm using in this tutorial will be in the description below. Once you're done and you're happy with your scene, stop the recording of the scene and then go back to start. Select your subject car. You are going to drive the subject car. Make the scene mode active. Before you start recording with the Rockstar editor, be sure to clean and to fix your car. Otherwise you may get some dirt or some scratches on your car, which is not something that you want. And now you follow your camera car. You can either go to the left of the camera car or to the right, or stay directly behind it. You can even do a flyby. When you're done and you're happy with your scene, stop recording with the Rockstar editor, and that's it for the recorded path method. Now we're going to do the follow method. Open up Scene Director. Change the drive mode to road careful. This is to make sure the AI doesn't crash into us. Also enable no damage, just to be safe. Switch to your subject car and head over to World Options, activate Escort. And now the camera car will follow you. Over here I'm accelerating a bit to have an effect of the Aventador speeding away from the camera car. Stop recording on the Rockstar editor, and that is it for the follow method. Now we're going to do the invisible camera car method. This method is a bit more complicated, but I will show you how it's done. Use a car that has a relatively loud engine sound. For this example, I'm going to use the Viserys. Open up Scene Director. Now, record a path with the Viserys. Just as with the previous method, remember not to go too fast. Otherwise, the AI will go nuts and then crash into walls and all that. When you're done, stop recording using left Alt and E, go back to start, and now you go to vehicle options, then you select make player and vehicle invisible. Switch to your subject car and make the scene active. Now this is the reason why I said use a loud car. It's so that when you are driving, you can hear where the camera car is. Also keep a close eye on your minimap. It will also help you to see where the camera car is. Now let's edit this in the Rockstar editor. You're gonna edit the visible camera car method first. Save your project as anything. You can name it anything you want. For this example, we're just gonna say cam car visible. Set to free camera. Move target is gonna be 1, which is your camera car. Mount type on default. Blend mode is going to be on linear with blend easing on. For now we're going to leave the blend mode and the blend easing off so that we can first place our markers. Now move the camera and place it on the rear of the camera car. Zoom in a bit till say 1.56. Now as the camera car changes direction, now adjust the camera to where your chase car is, or your subject car. Now you put markers in every single instance the car changes direction. Try to space the markers out evenly, so that when the camera changes direction that you do notice it, but you don't get that jump that you see with the linear blend mode. Seeing as this is a flyby, we're just going to change the camera angles. Now the camera is being moved to the front of the camera car. We do this so that we can get a shot of the Aventador just speeding past the camera car. You can, if you want to, just add a little zoom in effect, just for the fun of it. Now we're going to assign a blend mode on linear on every single marker. One of the disadvantages of using linear blend mode is when the camera changes direction and when it stops changing direction, then you will see it stops suddenly instead of the smooth blend where it does it smoothly. So we're just spacing out the markers so it's not, so you don't notice it that much. Camera movement was a bit too quick. So we're gonna have to make an adjustment so the car doesn't leave the frame. The car is still leaving the frame, so let's just adjust the camera angle. That looks quite good. And that's it. Now let's do the chase car. Again, mount type is going to be on default. We're just going to use flexible just for a little while, then I'll show you how to counter it. If you want to, you can add a little bit of shake. Ground vibration is actually quite good. It's a bit different than handheld. Problem with using the flexible mount type is you have to adjust the camera way more than you do with default or rigid. Now we're gonna assign the blend modes again to linear and blend easing on. Alright, let's see how it looks. That looks good to me. I don't see the need for any more adjustments. And that is it for the chase car method. And now we're gonna edit the invisible camera car method in the Rockstar editor. You can name it anything you want. For this example, we're gonna call it Cam Car Invisible. Mover target is going to be 1. Mount type on flexible. Because the car is invisible, just check where the arrow is. Also, just keep in mind, when you start recording, make sure you are close to the camera car before you start recording. You can put on some shake if you want. Ground vibration, intensity by 3, speed by 50%. Okay, now before we start editing the camera, let's adjust the blend mode to smooth, blend easing off, and then switch it off again. We can assign the blend modes later. Now as the camera car is moving, now you adjust the camera according to where your car is. Keep the camera as far away from your subject car as possible, because when smooth blending is enabled, the car is going to naturally go closer to the camera. This method is a bit more harder to execute than the visible camera car method. With this you can get a bit better results. It just takes a bit of practice. Alright, so let's hide the hood and let's see how it looks. Now keep in mind, when you're editing this in your editing software, you're not going to use the whole entire clip. You can take the clip and cut it apart and just take the best bits. And that's how the camera car method is done. This method may not be useful to many, but it may be handy to some who want to take a different approach to taking rolling shots of cars. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Until next time.